We got to touch upon Christopher Nkunku. Last week we talked about it, and then all of a sudden this secret medical took place, and you were breaking news. I started to get excited that maybe he's on his way to Chelsea. I mean, explain to us what happened last week and how you found out that he did actually have a secret medical with Chelsea.
Yes, it's never so easy, honestly, in this moment of the year because the transfer window is closed. It was September, now it's October, but it was September last week. And it's really difficult in September, on a journalistic point of view, to check this kind of news because clubs and agents are trying to protect the deals because it's normal, no? They don't love to have big stories on the media while there is the season going. It's a really important month for Leipzig. They already changed the manager. So to have their top player, Christopher Nkunku, in the news, like saying, okay, he's going to play for Chelsea, is not easy. And so all the parties, clubs and agents were denying this story. But I was told that the medical was not for personal things, as we saw some reports in Germany. The medical was with Chelsea staff there. And I was absolutely sure about that. And this is the reality because the medical was for Christopher Nkunku, ready to sign with Chelsea. They sent him a contract proposal, a pre-contract proposal, and he's ready to accept. So everything is ready between Nkunku and Chelsea. Now Chelsea are in conversations with Leipzig because they want to reach an agreement. They don't want to trigger the release clause. This is the plan B, but the priority for them is to reach an agreement with Leipzig. And this is something that is going to happen because the two clubs already decided and approved the transfer. So now they have to decide, for example, the payment terms, how long it will take to pay that money. That is going to be more than 60 million euros, but with different payment terms. So the agreement is almost there. Everything will be completed. Chelsea have been really fast. I repeat, it's not easy because they try to deny, and I understand them, honestly. It's not easy for a club like Leipzig to have your best player on the media every single day knowing that it's going to play for Chelsea. So they try to protect the news, but when things happen, then at the end, it's difficult to deny the reality.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see the form that Christopher Nkunku has been in, not only for Leipzig, but also now with the national team. He's getting his shot. 53 goals, 48 assists in 147 games for Leipzig. Really impressive since that transfer over from PSG. And of course, I recognize this is a secret medical. Now, Fabrizio, from your experience, does this happen where teams, clubs maybe make contact with a player, have a secret medical that obviously doesn't get breaking to the media at any time early before the transfer is announced? But does it happen? Let's say someone has a player in a target. They know they want to sign that player. Do they reach out to the player just to check him medically just before they start to proceed with a price tag of what they're going to pay for someone like him? Is that normal?
Yes, it's something that sometimes it's not so normal. Honestly, it's not always happening. It's something that sometimes happen. I would say not every week and not with every club, but sometimes it happens. It of course has to be with the authorization of the club, and in this case, Red Bull Leipzig told Nkunku okay and told Chelsea okay, you can do it because we are going to reach an agreement with Chelsea. So everything was ready. They have a great relationship, Red Bull Salzburg board with Chelsea. So you also need that kind of relationship. We know how sometimes it's complicated for clubs to have this kind of process because they are fighting on the price tag, on the fee. When you have a release clause, it's different because when there is a release clause, the selling club interest is to have a conversation with the other club, maybe to get more money, but with different kind of payment terms. So I think this kind of situation helped Chelsea to go with this process. But it's not so usual, but it's something happening. It's something that is always secret. So it's not so usual to see the news on the newspapers, on the media, on the social media. This is something new. Yes.
What do you think about the Bundesliga in general? I mean, obviously, we recognize it's very difficult financially for them to compete with the Premier League, the biggest league in the world, in my opinion. But what they do in the Bundesliga is they give a platform to create superstars. And the money now coming into the Bundesliga from all these big transfers is something really unbelievable. And I can only imagine you're doing a lot more business yourself. There's more stories coming out, more youngsters going into Germany, and then all of a sudden being sold out to big clubs, big leagues for big transfer fees. I mean, overall, the Bundesliga seems to be doing it right to create these stars.
Absolutely, 100% agree. I love how they approach football in general. I love how they approach young talents because, as you mentioned, it's the perfect platform for these players to go and shine and then maybe join a super top club in England, in Spain. It depends. But Bundesliga is where you know that you're going to play, you're going to have your chance. And this is why many young talents are tempted by this possibility, even if they're playing for English clubs or Italian clubs or Spanish clubs, they decide to move and to go to Bundesliga because they know they're playing. Also, another thing I really love of Bundesliga is how they approach the transfer market. You will never see, I always repeat, you will never see a Bundesliga club desperate for a signing in the final days of the window. Never. On deadline day, they don't even work, I think. They are on holiday, having their drink and looking at the English, Italian, Spanish, French clubs desperate to sign players. They don't care. They are really happy with what they did. They start the transfer market like in February, in March. They start to sign players March and April. It's incredible how they plan for the future. And then they are really relaxed like in August. The market is over in July. And I think there is something that has to be appreciated, because you can see the strategy and then you can see the vision. Sometimes also you have opportunities, like it happened with Red Bull Leipzig in the final days of the window. Liverpool wanted to sign Konrad Laimer as midfielder, and they said, no way, we are not going to sign a player like Konrad Laimer. Even if he's out of contract next summer, he's not going to extend the contract with us. We are not going to sell him now, because it's our strategy, it's our vision, and we are not changing the project because of 20 million euros, 25 million euros. We want to continue like this, and we want the player to stay for one season, and then I think that Laimer will go to Bayern next summer on a free.
Wow, Fabrizio, always breaking news. I love to hear it. All right, last topic before we let you go, Fabrizio. It's always great to have you here on Qué Golazo. Let's turn our attention to Sergio Busquets. The rumor continues to happen. He's already made it clear that it looks like it's going to be his last season at Barcelona. What a season, what a career he's had. I mean, this guy's been unbelievable at Barcelona. But the story keeps on coming up about Inter Miami and potentially a move to Major League Soccer. How do you see it playing out? What are you hearing? Is it possible that he could end his career in Major League Soccer in Miami?
I think yes. Because 1 year ago, it was April 2021, more than 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago, Inter Miami started contacts with people close to Sergio Busquets, tempting him for summer 2021. So imagine 1 year ago. And Sergio Busquets said, no, I want to stay one more season at Barcelona. Then Xavi arrived. The plan for Sergio Busquets was to leave this summer. So a few months ago, and to try a new experience in MLS. Then with Xavi as a manager, the situation changed, because, of course, Xavi is trusting Sergio Busquets. He wants him to stay. And so it was not even a topic this summer to leave, because Xavi completely changed the situation around the player. And this is why he decided to stay at Barcelona. Now his contract is expiring next summer, June 2023. And Inter Miami are pushing to have Sergio Busquets as new Inter Miami player next summer. So I'm sure that they will try to tempt him. Busquets spoke about it a few days ago, and he said, I'm not going to decide now. That at the end of the season, I will consider this opportunity with my family, and I will decide between Barcelona and Inter Miami. So we have to wait also for Sergio Busquets' decision, but I'm sure that Inter Miami will be there, because it's more than 1 year that they're trying to tempt him. They want him to be a key player for them in the future. And so I'm sure that he's tempted. I'm told that he's tempted, but it's about the right time. And maybe we need to wait a bit to understand if it's the right time for him.
20 minutes with the great Fabrizio Romano. It might be the 20th best minutes of my morning today. Thank you so much, Fabrizio, as always, for joining us. You're an absolute legend. And thank you so much to everybody else out there for listening to Qué Golazo. Please make sure you take a minute to leave us a rating and a review on your favorite podcast platform. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and anywhere else you listen to your podcast. We're also available as video, so subscribe to us on YouTube. Visit youtube.com/Qué Golazo. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Fabrizio. We'll see you next time.